sometimes with your eBay business or any business that you have, you work really hard at it, you put a lot into it, and you're not immediately seeing results. So for eBay, as an example, you could list a bunch of stuff one week, and then the next week, or as you're listing all of these items a bunch a day, you're not really seeing a lot of new sales. But then maybe next week you start seeing those sales come in, or you list a bunch one week, the next week it suddenly starts coming in, right? The sales start coming in. Generally speaking, with eBay, the more you list, the more you sell, unless you're listing items that buyers don't really want, or they are long tail, i.e. items that take longer to sell. Could take months, many months to sell, not just weeks. And that happens, but you also have to know what you're listing. Are you listing something that's going to sell pretty quickly? Are you listing something that's going to take a little bit longer? As you resell longer on eBay, you you start to realize, or you figure out what's going to take longer than something else, right? So I know if it's a new movie that came out this year in the last 3 to 4 months, and I have a DVD copy of it, a Blu-ray copy, a 4K copy, I know that, especially if it's even a semi-popular movie, it's probably going to sell right away, especially if I'm pricing it correctly. That's the other thing, you got to price it correctly. So if everyone is pricing it at $25 and you're going to price it at $50, and your copy is no different than theirs in terms of it's the same as the new copies, the same as the used copies, then you're probably not going to get the sale. But if you price it at $25, you're probably going to get the sale, or one of the sales, as that is a popular movie, right? Now, in a few months, 6 months, 8 months, a year, it always depends on the movie, or whatever the item is. Maybe the demand will go down, and then the item won't sell as quickly. So in a couple of years, when you come across that DVD, you'll realize, or you'll find out, well, it's not selling as often as it was 1 or 2 years ago. So as an example, today I spent listing more of those book lots. So they're book sets that I got as they were part of the book pickups that I did, or the local college book pickup that I did a few weeks ago. And I know that these are longer tail lots or sets. These are not items that are selling all the time. I know that some of these will take maybe within a month. I bet you within a month, I will sell a couple of these book sets. I've already gotten an offer on one. It was just way too low and I wasn't willing to accept it. So I know that there's interest in these. It's just that majority of them are going to take many months to sell. I know that. But I guarantee you that I will sell at least one, if not a couple of these sets within a month. We will see. I'll revisit it in a month. If I remember, of course, you can remind me and share with you if I have sold any of those book lots. So I already know that. And I'm just saying that as I'm listing all of these, and I only have 4 more to go out of 20 that I had. And these take a while to list because you got to take a bunch of photos, because there's, usually there's a couple sets that only have 2. It's all the way up to, well, there's one giant one, but it's been up to 5 or 6, anywhere between 4 and 6 is on average. So you got to take more photos. It requires a little bit more research, not a ton, but to list them to get the information you need. And you just got to be careful you're putting the right information in the title and the description and the item specifics, that type of thing. But I know that over time, most of these will sell. They are still sought after. They're just not sought after by a large audience of people. And they are used, and they are former, college library copies. So they do have some stamps and some stickers and that sort of thing on them. So obviously they're not in pristine condition, but these are mostly vintage, older book sets from 60, 70 years ago. Some of them are from 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago. So definitely, not something that is a hot seller right now, but they will sell. So my point is that you have to be patient overall, whether it's eBay or in my store. So I thought of this idea, or talking about this today, because yesterday in my vlog, I talked about how it was really busy on Monday. Today's Tuesday, November 25th, 2025. And if you don't know already, I'm Andrew from 510 Books in my store here in Southern California, my book, music, movie, and video game store. And today was dead in my store, which allowed me to list a lot on eBay, which is great. And now tomorrow morning, I don't know, I've already got pictures taken of 3 of the last 4 lots. Then I have a big lot I have to photograph, but I'll be done in the morning with those book lots, and I can move on to other stuff I have. But I was able to get through the bulk of it. And also, I'm just figuring out where I'm putting them. I have to assign them certain locations so I can find them quickly, that kind of thing. So all of that takes a little bit of time. Versus an individual item is really a lot quicker to list. Books take longer, and then DVDs. I would say books, and then it's vinyl, and then everything else, right? DVDs, CDs, VHS. Those are a lot quicker to sell or to list. So in the store, it was super slow today, whereas yesterday it was really busy. I don't know why. I mean, I know that I had repeat customers showing up to buy stuff that they saw in my newsletter and or social media posts, but there was also a lot of other people that showed up that were, newer or new to the store. So today was just dead, and that's just how it is, right? It's going to be like that on eBay. It's going to be like that if you have a retail store. It's going to be like that on Amazon. There's ways to try to mitigate that, like listing a lot on eBay, listing a lot on Amazon. You should sell more if it's good stuff, if it's stuff that people want. Now, in my store, it's a little trickier, right? Because I don't have as big of an audience. I can't, what I can do mostly is I can post videos on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, etc. That type of stuff is really all I can do outside of, running ads somewhere or paying for that. Setting out flyers, that kind of thing. So I've got what I found obviously is the most effective is TikTok videos for me personally, for my store. And I haven't been making them the last couple of days, but that's okay because I've been focusing on the book lots. I really want to get through that because I don't want to create, piles and piles of stuff to list like I've been telling you guys. That's why I am going to finish that tomorrow. And then I've got records to go through. I've got that box of books to list, and then I've got Blu-rays, so I've got other stuff to do, and I don't want it to keep piling up. And I still haven't even gotten to that giant 17 or 20, I think it was 20 tubs of books in my storage unit where I have all my online stuff for sale, or storing it. So my point is, number one, you be patient about your sales, but also when you have stuff to list it, right? Don't go get more stuff to list. Even though it's tedious, even though it takes time for me to list these book lots, I know that they will sell. And, in 3 months, in 4 months, in 6 months, one of those ones will suddenly pop up and sell for good money for 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks. I have multiple ones that are going for 100. I have one that's going for 200. So, those will suddenly pop up and give me a nice sale. That's how it always happens. I've already sold 2 items on eBay today. Hopefully by tomorrow morning, I'll sell more. The last 24 hours, yesterday and then this morning, I had 2 eBay sales and 2 Amazon sales. So my point is that be patient, be consistent. And even when it comes to my store, I have a great day yesterday, but then a really slow day today. But it enables me to list more and do other things. And also what I talked about yesterday is, what the sales I had yesterday, the amount of people I had yesterday is what I want to have every day on average. But, on average, every store, no matter how big and popular it is, there's going to be slower days and busier days. But overall, you just want to, hit a certain mark, basically. And so today I didn't hit that. Yesterday I definitely, did more than that. Someone's trying to call me. I don't know who that is. I'll have to call back. Because I'm closed. My store's closed. Sorry, I got sidetracked. So yeah, I'm just, in my brain, I have to be patient. And I already know this because I've been doing this a long time, but just if you're starting out, you're not seeing a lot of eBay sales come in, well, are you listing as much inventory as you can, quality inventory? Are you listing it right away? Are you, do you have offers turned on for your items? Because you should take offers on everything as far as I'm concerned. Are you running any discount sales on older items? You absolutely should. Every single eBay reseller, whatever they sell that's on YouTube, making YouTube videos with any consistency, no matter how big and bad they claim to be, trust me, they run sales. Because even if you've been doing it for 20 years, you're like, oh, this is going to sell. and it doesn't. This is going to sell and it takes a little bit longer. This is going to sell, it sells right away. You still don't know 100%. You have a really good idea and your percentage, your batting percentage is really high, but there's still going to be stuff that takes longer and you can't figure it out. And no one knew that was going to happen. And you're going to have to run some sales. Otherwise, it's just never going to sell, or just take a really long time. So it's a great way to start generating new sales. Like yesterday, I had a sale of a book for $75, but I had it listed for $150. But it was a donation from September. We are in November, so I'm glad to take $75 for it. Happy, right? So those are the kind of things you can do. So be patient, list your items right away. The more you work at it, the closer you get to the goal. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next video.